Hello everyone, this is Scarzig, and welcome back to another viewer replay review. Today's replay comes to us from Johnsoom. He is playing some Vanar versus Cassyva, so this should be pretty interesting. I know that Faie can be really aggressive, especially post Shim'Zar, especially so. I guess we'll see if he's able to close out the game before the Shadow Creep gets too bad. I do see in his opening hand that he is running a Grail Master, so this is looking to be a pretty spicy game. He's going to want to replace that starting off, of course, and maybe get rid of a Chromatic Cold just so that he can get a bit more diversity in his hand. If he wants to keep that second Chromatic Cold, I wouldn't blame him, though, because it's really good for dealing with Abyssal Juggernauts and Darkspine Elementals. But I do like the replaces here. Very smart. He's managed to diversify his hand and get a nice spread. Jaxi coming down first, which is actually, I would argue, a better play than going with the Crystal Cloaker, because with the Crystal Cloaker, you generally want to ramp up to 4 mana, and if the Crystal Cloaker is forced to take that mana tile instead of moving 2 forward to attack, you're basically delaying its power spike, so to speak. Cryogenesis is perfect for dealing with the Darkspine Elemental. I'm wondering if it's a good idea to bring that out so early. I think that because Andy Zilla moved up into a defensive formation like that, he could have moved forward and went maybe Crystal Cloaker into something, or dropped the Ephemeral War Master instead to get a bit more threat on the board. The Darkspine Elemental would have stung a little bit more there, but they're only very threatening in multiples, right? When you have 2 Darkspine Elemental on board, it makes your Shadow Creep do 4 damage. And I think that since he had the Cryogenesis in his hand anyway, he probably could have held on to that. But now we see that he is getting that aggressive formation finally. Just a turn delayed. And I guess by taking out the Darkspine Elemental, he denies it moving forward to get this mana. So overall, this is working out for him pretty well. Demonic Lore coming down, chooses to use it on the wolf left behind by the Ephemeral War Master. Definitely a smart play, because he does have access to the Abyssal Scar to take out the mini-jacks. Ooh, Grasp of Agony coming down on the Ghost Wolf as well. Grasp of Agony is a spell that makes it so that when a unit afflicted by it dies, it deals 3 damage in an AoE to all enemies around it. So it takes out the Crystal Cloaker and deals 3 damage to Faie. So really good option here. Plays the Sworn Sister, gets the White Asp Coldbiter combo from the Sworn Sister. That is godlike. Unfortunately, he does whiff the Voice of the Wind. Ooh, Spectral Revenant dropping down here to take out the Sworn Sister. We'll see how he deals with this. He does have Chromatic Cold and Coldbiter in order to fully deal with this thing. Chooses to replace the... No, he does equip the Coldbiter. For a second, I thought that he replaced it. And it looks like that is the option he's going to go with here. Coldbiter deals 2 damage at the end of your turn to all enemy minions in an AoE. And the Chromatic Cold is going to give him the damage that he needs to finish this off. Both players are getting exceptionally low, and now that Andy Zilla has revealed the Spectral Revenants and it's gotten into that late game, he should start to probably play a bit more defensively, because you don't want to take that 6 damage burst. His opponent's only been able to develop 5 Shadow Creep tiles, 6, excuse me, and so with the Abyssal Juggernaut here, it's not really... He doesn't need to worry so much about Obliterate, is what I'm trying to say. So I think that he can just leave his own units on the board to do their jobs, and can definitely focus on creating some distance with this general at this point. Even though Obliterate is global, you can't play around it no matter where you are. The key is to position yourself around as many of your opponent's threats as you can. I do like this coming down. He does manage to get the White Asp back into his hand alongside the Coldbiter. Its effect does proc with the Coldbiter's AoE, so he's able to weaken the Abyssal Juggernaut with the Chromatic Cold, ends his turn, and lets those artifacts do his job. Night Fiend coming down, which is Not something you see very often. It just does another 2 damage. And he does get the rock from the Inkhorn Gaze. It does add a random battle pet to your action bar. So he's able to play the rock, which sort of acts like a Blazing Spines. And this is right here where you'd want to back off. Now that he's got the Ancient Grove, ooh, I really don't like this. Because if he's able to move this Ancient Grove out of the way with a Demonic Lore or something, then he might be able to finish off the game. Let's see. Gore comes up, hits the Ancient Grove. Yeah, Spectral Revenant comes down to trade it to the Ancient Grove. Johnsoom takes the 4 damage. Then Night Fiend and the General will finish it off. That is really unfortunate. Tragic. It was really awesome to see the White Asp Coldbiter combo in action, but that would definitely be the lesson from this match, is to back off from Abyssian late game like that when you have the Spectral Revenants, especially since he dropped the Ancient Grove. He had like such a huge provoke and the Blazing Spines there and another small provoke there to keep him tangled up in the corner. I think that if he would have created distance instead of advancing that last turn, he might have been able to buy enough time to start burning him out with the Warbird spell. So thank you for sharing that replay, Johnsoom. It was definitely very exciting. Seeing such an aggressive Cassyva is not something you see very often either. So very interesting, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well, all the viewers out there. And I will see you next time. You have a good one.